Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hello there. Okay, Bridgerton, it's a Netflix original. It's a series about basically life in whatever that time was. It's like a Pride and Prejudice type thing. I originally had issues the second it popped up because, it has like it's rated this for, sex, nudity, things like that. And immediately I was just like, why do you need this in a classic style show? What's the purpose? There was no reason for this. That's exactly what was running through my mind. It was like, this is ridiculous. Okay, so this one, the story is a girl ends up being in favor of everyone. There's tons of stuff going on. It's a show. But her main story is she falls in love with a guy who refuses to marry, refuses to have children. And she feels sorry for him, but she fell in love with him in spite of that. Well, doesn't refuse, says he can't have children, and refuses to marry. So she falls in love with him in spite of that. There is another person who is with child and trying to get with someone in order to, because if you have child and are unwed, that's a very scandalous thing. And that is unwelcome. Incredibly unwelcome. So, yeah, there's a ton of stories. I probably could have done an episode for episode review. That probably would have been easier. But in the whole, I'll just talk about it. I originally thought because of the sex, nudity, violence, drugs, that kind of stuff, I was going to be like, oh, why? However, they do introduce something where they're like, one of the characters is active, but they don't show anything. And I was like, okay, that's fine, I guess. But why even do that? If anything, do like it was in Pride and Prejudice, the BBC series, where when Mr. Darcy barges in and catches Elizabeth's sister and the colonel, the soldier, in bed together. That's better. If anything, you could have just had them in bed together, sheets covering them, literally showing that there's like, he's not wearing a shirt, or, yeah. And it could have been like, okay, this is what's going on. This works. That's the subtlety. It's the subtlety that works, not the in-your-face crap. Yeah, but it just like, that's neither here nor there. So they do that and it's like, okay, it's passable, but for the most part, And then they finally go to a scene where there's actual nudity. However, I was like, okay, this is acceptable. I've done art. I've been to art parlors. The fact that there were women standing there posing for drawing, I was like, okay, this is perfectly acceptable. This is understandable. I've been to places like this. I've drawn figures, models like this. It's just like, that's normal. That's normal. Going to an art gallery and seeing the drawings and paintings and things like that, it's just like, okay, that's normal. It didn't really get to me till like the end of episode 4 or 5, like after the two characters who fell in love, like she fell in love with him because he wouldn't get married or refused to get married and couldn't have children. And they do it. And it's like the first time they actually spend like 5 minutes on it. And all to basically get to the end of the act to show what he's doing. Because anyone who knows what he's doing. And yeah, that part right there was like, okay, so I get it. I know what they're telling me. They don't need any more. And then the following episode, there's like constantly nothing but that. The entirety of it. It's like every 8 minutes, they would have like a 5-minute segment of those two going at it and him finishing the same way as before. So it's like, okay, we get it. Stop beating a dead horse. We understood the first time around. We don't need this over and over and over and over and over again. We don't need to see this over and over and over and over and over again. At least that's what I was thinking in my mind. I was just like, this is ridiculous. We got it. I understood the first time they showed it. What was going on? Yeah. But other than that, I actually did enjoy it. You do feel sorry for some of the family members. You do feel the wholesomeness of it. You do find humor in the fact that the girls, well, not humor, it's kind of sad as well. The girls are taught absolutely nothing about married life. They are taught absolutely nothing, yet the men have free range of everything. It's just like, it's disturbing. It's just like, why teach either at that point? Well, why? Yeah, modernistic mindset, I guess, where it's either both should know or none should know. It's just about how people react to their own knowledge of things. Yeah, bad parenting for sure. Because there's one part where the daughter who married the man she loves, allegedly, started yelling with her mother because she was so ignorant to the world of married life, so ignorant to everything that is, procreation. I guess that's the right word I'm looking for. Yeah, it was just like, okay, I do like the wholesomeness of it all, because here she thought something completely different than what was really going on. And when she finally understood, she felt lied to, she felt deceived. And then he basically talks about how he didn't deceive, and then she goes like, can't and won't are two completely different words. And it's understandable. If someone tells you they can't do something, and then they're literally not doing what they told you they can't do just by choice, yeah, that's totally, anyone who's been in that situation, aggravating. It's just like, you literally can. Oh, but I already told you, you said you can't. You just won't. You can, you just won't. It's just, there's a huge difference there. Yeah, but I don't know what else to say about this show, because there's just so much going on. I probably should have done an episode for episode. I honestly should have. Maybe next season I could do an episode for episode. Yeah, Bridgerton. I haven't even, they call it the Ton. The town's the Ton, I guess. I don't know why. Maybe it's what it's called. Yeah. Apparently one more thing. There is a gossip, an author called Lady Whistledown, who writes a paper, a gossip column. And she gives away her first column for free. And then from then on, she's raking in cash and a lot of money. And one of the younger sister of the one who got married, she has made it her goal to find her. And it's just like, in my mind, I was thinking, okay, it could be her, because she's the one who's completely, she loves writing, she does this. But then it's just like, no. And the one I absolutely suspected it was, because she tends to fall into obscurity, which is funny, because she is so noticeable. Always, she is the one wearing the brightest color, no matter where she is. She is the one who just looks complete, because everyone is, everyone's dainty. Everybody's dainty. And then this one who absolutely doesn't look the part of everyone else seems to be invisible. And I find that absolutely fascinating, because she falls, because she's not appealing and not like looking like everyone else. Nobody approaches her. Nobody cares that she literally can listen to everything that's going on and becomes the gossip. She becomes, it's just like that. Because I kind of suspected it, but they kept introducing other things that throw me off the trail. Because when Eloise, the younger sister of the Daphne, the one who got married, when she's hunting for it, it's just like, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense, because I originally thought it was either her or her friend or someone else. And then as she keeps searching, it throws me off the trail, because it's like, okay, that makes sense. Oh, that makes sense. Because the only thing that made sense to me is like, it had to be one of them. Because the only reason why they wouldn't mention something in the beginning, right when it happened, is because it would have destroyed the family. And didn't want to destroy that family. However, when push comes to shove, you destroy the family because of what it's due. That's something I don't want to spoil, because I was like, okay, I enjoyed that ride. I really enjoyed that ride, because I did like the Lady Whistledown. I enjoyed her character, and the fact that you find out who she is just like, okay, cool, I like this. I absolutely do agree with this. Because I suspected it in the beginning, but they throw you so off the, so off the trail that it's just like, okay, this works. Thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles!